In a world where celebrity deaths often ignite conspiracy theories, one voice has stepped forward with a bold claim that's now shaking up the narrative. Surrounding Malcolm-Jamal Warner's sudden demise, OG Percy, a figure known for speaking blunt truths about the darker corners of the industry, has come forward with a chilling allegation. Malcolm-Jamal Warner didn't drown, he was deleted. As fans still process the loss of the beloved actor best known for his role on The Cosby Show, this explosive statement is adding fuel to an already mysterious fire. Could this tragedy be more than what we've been told? Malcolm-Jamal Warner was reported dead under suspicious circumstances. Authorities initially cited drowning as the official cause of death, following an incident at a private resort. But from the very beginning, skeptics and insiders whispered that something didn't add up. No eyewitnesses, no surveillance footage released, no medical examiner's statement made publicly available. The silence raised eyebrows. Now OG Percy, a veteran voice from the streets, and someone deeply embedded in hip-hop and pop culture circles, has spoken out suggesting foul play and calculated execution. He didn't mince words when he said that man didn't drown. He was deleted, they erased him. According to Percy, Warner had been marked for removal after becoming a liability in certain entertainment circles. While he didn't name names outright, he referenced the same cryptic power players that comedian Cat Williams and others have alluded to in recent months. Percy claims Warner had uncovered or refused to be part of something unethical, possibly related to exploitation, silence pacts, or even financial corruption. When you go off script, they make you disappear. This was a hit, not a mistake, Percy said in a recent live stream. He also pointed out how quickly the story was cleaned up. No drawn-out investigation, no consistent timeline, and no public funeral service that involved his wider community. They erased the man, then erased the questions. This isn't the first time Percy has suggested that entertainers are being silenced. Over the years, he has made statements about mysterious industry deaths, labeling them as setups, rituals, or compliance hits. And while many dismiss him as a conspiracy theorist, a growing number of fans are starting to connect the dots. Add to that the suspicious lack of transparency from Warner's inner circle and a vague family statement that gave more thanks than answers. And it's no wonder people are questioning the official narrative. Social media is ablaze with comparisons. Two other celebrity deaths that felt too neat, too quiet, too orchestrated. Perhaps the most alarming aspect of Percy's claim is how no one from the entertainment industry has stepped forward to refute or confirm it. No angry denial from Warner's agents. No public statement from co-stars like Felicia Rashad, or even former collaborators. The silence, in Percy's view, is confirmation enough. If he drowned for real, why is everyone scared to talk? Why no full autopsy report? Why the fast cremation rumors? Something don't sit right. Percy argues that fear has taken hold in the industry, and anyone who speaks out could be next. It's not just rappers or street cats anymore, he said. Hey, now it's sitcom stars. You tell me what that means. When OG Percy declared that Malcolm-Jamal Warner was deleted and didn't drown, the internet didn't just listen, it erupted. In an age where social media is quicker than any press release, told millions of people turned to TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, and formerly Twitter to voice their confusion, anger, and suspicion online. Warner's death has taken on the tone of a digital cold case. TikTokers are analyzing OG Percy's every word, gesture, and pause. Clips of his statements are slowed down, with captions like "watch his eyes when he says they got him," or "this is the moment he implies Warner knew too much." Reddit has gone even deeper, subreddits dedicated to conspiracy theories, celebrity deaths. And entertainment industry exposes are flooded with timelines breaking down Warner's last public appearances, his allegedly erratic interview behavior, and inconsistencies in early media reports. One Reddit user posted, "Look at the police report timestamps versus the 911 call logs. Something doesn't add up. Why would a grown man with no history of mental illness suddenly go off alone near water? No security, no friends?"
Oh.
Another user chimed in, "Don't forget, he gave an interview last year where he said he was stepping on powerful toes. Then suddenly, he's found dead." From drowning common, these posts are being upvoted by the thousands. Meanwhile, on YouTube, The algorithm is practically flooding feeds with investigative breakdowns. Some of these videos suggest Warner had been on a spiritual journey, citing a series of cryptic Instagram posts that allegedly hinted he felt watched or followed. One viral YouTube thumbnail screams, "Deleted for knowing too much. Warner's final words exposed." In the video, the creator juxtaposes Warner's last known interviews with others who died under suspicious circumstances, like Michael Jackson, Prince, and more recently, actor Isaac Kappy. The implication is chilling, that Warner was another truth-teller silenced before he could say too much. Twitter threads add fuel to the fire. Influencers and minor celebrities have joined the conversation. Some are cautious, expressing heartbreak, but urging people not to weaponize grief. Others, however, are all in on the theory that Warner's death wasn't accidental. A post that went viral simply said, "Every time someone tells the truth, they either end up in jail, broke, or dead. Malcolm knew too much and said too much." Another read, "OG Percy said what many were thinking but too scared to say. Warner didn't drown. He was drowned." The hashtag Justice for Malcolm is gaining traction, appearing on protest signs, tribute murals, and in emotional video tributes shared by fans who refuse to believe the official story. Still, not everyone is convinced. Many users, especially those in the mental health and legal communities, are cautioning against rash conclusions. They argue that grief can distort facts, and that Percy's statements, while emotional, lack concrete evidence. Some threads discuss the ethics of speculating so soon after someone's passing, especially without the family's input. One TikToker, a clinical psychologist, posted, "Please remember that people often look for patterns to avoid accepting the randomness of tragedy. That doesn't mean there's no truth to what Percy says, but confirmation bias is real." And even the skeptics agree. The speed and depth of the internet's reaction shows just how fragile trust is, especially when it comes to the intersection of power, media, and tragedy. Whether they're hardcore conspiracy theorists or skeptical bystanders, most agree on one thing: there's more to the story. A popular YouTube comment summarizes this sentiment. Whether OG Percy is right or wrong, his words echo what a lot of us feel. Something about Warner's death just doesn't sit right, and when the vibe is off, it's usually for a reason. Another comment beneath that reads, "The truth might be ugly, but ignoring the questions won't make it go away. Keep digging." In the internet's hands, Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death has become a symbol of the secrets we suspect in Hollywood. The voices we fear are silenced, and the questions we're often too afraid to ask. OG Percy may not have solid proof, but in a digital world where emotion often outweighs evidence, his claim has lit a mashand. The public is holding the flame. Whether this is a case of collective grief, hunting for meaning, or the first crack in a deeper conspiracy, one thing's for sure: the world is watching, and the internet never forgets. One of the strangest elements in all this, the near-complete silence from Warner's family, especially his mother, Pamela, and longtime partner. While initial condolences were posted, the lack of updates, public appearances, or engagement with fans has many wondering if they're under legal or emotional pressure to stay quiet. OG Percy has even implied that the family may know more than they're allowed to say if you see them go dark. "You know what it is," he said. "They ain't staying silent because they grieving. They're staying silent because they scared." If Percy is right and Warner was deleted, then the implications are terrifying. Who has that kind of power? Why him? And more importantly, whose? Next, calls are growing for an independent investigation, and some fans have launched a petition demanding the release of official documents. Meanwhile, journalists and YouTubers are trying to piece together a timeline that no one seems willing to provide, and if this all proves false, then we still have to ask why so many people feel the need to believe in a darker truth. Why the system feels so broken that he was murdered seems more believable than he accidentally drowned. OG Percy's claim has reopened wounds, rekindled suspicions, and reignited debates about who really controls the stories we're told. His bold assertion that Malcolm-Jamal Warner was deleted and didn't simply drown has turned a tragic moment into a lightning rod for conspiracy, truth-seeking, and scrutiny. For fans, the original story was painful enough. Warner, best known for his iconic role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, was found dead in circumstances that were officially ruled a drowning. But that version of events never quite sat right with some. The timing, the silence from certain industry figures, and the absence of key security footage fed internet forums, YouTube sleuths, and podcasts with theories ranging from plausible to chilling. Now, OG Percy, known for his raw, uncensored takes on street culture and the entertainment world, has stepped into the fray, not with hesitation, but with conviction. In a recent interview, he doubled down on a theory many were afraid to utter aloud. Malcolm-Jamal Warner didn't drown. He was silenced. According to Percy, Warner had been in the process of exposing something big. The details remain vague, but hints range from shady business dealings to deeper, darker secrets within the industry. Percy doesn't present hard evidence, but his tone and conviction have added weight to what was once only whispered. He claims the drowning story was manufactured, a convenient exit strategy for a man who may have known too much. And this isn't just about Warner. Percy suggests it's a larger pattern, a recurring Hollywood script where truth is buried alongside those who speak it. He points to past cases, from Tupac and Biggie to more recent figures, whose untimely deaths still leave questions hanging. If you think it's all just coincidence, Percy said, then you ain't paying attention. It's that line which has resonated most online. Social media has exploded with reactions, many demanding a reinvestigation, others simply expressing heartbreak over the possibility that Warner didn't just die, he was erased, of course. There are skeptics. OG Percy has long walked the line between street philosopher and internet provocateur. Critics argue his version of events is speculative at best, dangerous at worst. Conspiracy theories, after all, can spiral out of control, hurt innocent people, and overshadow genuine mourning. They can also distract from mental health discussions, especially if Warner was privately struggling before his death. Still, history offers reasons not to dismiss such claims outright. The entertainment industry has long been accused of silencing dissenting voices, whether through blackballing, career sabotage, or more sinister means. And in an era where whistleblowers and truth-tellers often end up isolated or worse, Percy's theory doesn't feel entirely far-fetched to many. Then, there's the eerie silence from Malcolm-Jamal Warner's closest industry friends. While some, like Felicia Rashad and Tempest Bledsoe, have released short tributes, others have remained noticeably quiet. And Warner's own family has kept things vague, fueling even more speculation. One of the most disturbing pieces of Percy's narrative involves the alleged cleanup operation after Warner's death. He alludes to people close to Warner being threatened or silenced, and to inconsistencies in the timeline of events leading up to his passing. Some reports say Warner was seen with an unknown group of people hours before he was found. Others claim he had been unusually distant and paranoid weeks earlier.
Okay, were these the signs of a man struggling or a man under threat?
Adding fuel to the fire is a supposed conversation Warner had just days before his death. According to an anonymous source, he confided in a friend about finally being ready to tell his story. That story, whatever it was, never came to light. And now OG Percy suggests it never will because someone made sure of it. If Percy is wrong, then this is a tragic misunderstanding, amplified by internet chaos. It's the age of clicks and content, where emotion often outweighs evidence, and where the line between fact and fiction gets blurrier every day. The danger, of course, is that real people suffer from these narratives. Families grieve twice, once for the loss, and again under the shadow of public suspicion. But if Og Percy is right, then Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death isn't just a tragedy, it's a covered dash up. In that case, Warner becomes more than a beloved actor. He becomes a cautionary tale, a symbol of what can happen when someone refuses to play the game, speak the script, or bow to pressure. Percy's claims, while dramatic, have forced fans and commentators alike to reconsider the sanitized version of events and demand a closer look. There are already calls on social media for an independent investigation. Petitions are circulating. Hashtags like Justice for Malcolm and Who Killed a Theo are trending. Even Warner's mother, according to one report, has begun quietly questioning the details surrounding his death. And so we arrive at a cultural crossroads. Do we treat Percy's claims as entertainment? Just another headline in the age of virality. Or do we consider the possibility that behind the drama and speculation lies a painful truth? Because in the shadows of Hollywood, silence doesn't always mean peace. It might mean someone got too close to the truth. Stay tuned.